This is what's great about sports. This is what the greatest thing about sports is. You play to win the game. Hello?
So let's move on to a team that we should all hate this year, the Houston Texans. The Houston Texans had some of the most questionable offseason moves this past offseason, and I really don't know what to think about some of them. They traded away, arguably, I don't want to offend the two Saints fans, but arguably the best receiver in the game, and DeAndre Hopkins, for a 32-year-old running back who has been playing. See, Jonah's allergic to the bullshit already. They traded away DeAndre Hopkins for a 32-year-old running back who has been plagued with injuries his entire career. He's had maybe, one good year in Arizona that just like where he really blew up, and he's been okay ever since. And so the Houston Texans, they bring in him, but they have Kenny, they still have Kenny Stills. They signed Randall Cobb. They still have Kiki Kuti. They still have Jake's favorite wide receiver that he ever watched ever in Will Fuller. So
baby hands.
I think they have some pieces, but when you lose a DeAndre Hopkins like that, good Lord, man, it really is. That's a terrible move. So I don't really see this team having the same type of production as they did when they were the 14th best offense in the league last year.
Yeah, their Vegas win total is set at 7.5, and I don't see it at all. That's if I could bet and gamble on that right now, I'd smash the under. There's
Absolutely.
no way the Texans win 8 games. There's no way.
Jonah?
Yeah, I'm with you on that too. I take the under. Just looking at it, maybe they get 2 from the north, 2 from both north divisions that they play, and maybe they get 3 from their division games. But outside of that, they pull some tough games from the Patriots and let's see, who else do they play off division?
The Ravens.
The Raven. Well, that's part of the North. I'm looking for their off. Oh, the Chiefs. So they pull the Chiefs and the Patriots. I think those are both losses. So I think the absolute best they could do is 7, and then that's under. So yeah, hard under right here.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that, especially with the Houston Texans. Like, they've never really had an identity on defense as well. They've been trying to find that opposite side, edge rush to J.J. Watt, and they lost them in Jadeveon Clowney, and they haven't been able to produce the same. They have not really been able to produce the same as they had with Jadeveon Clowney. J.J. Watt, he's getting older, and that defense as a whole is just kind of in shambles, in my opinion. I mean, they ranked 19th in the league last year, but I just don't really see that coming into fruition again. I think this team definitely takes a huge step forward, which really kind of sucks if you're Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, they replaced Jadeveon Clowney with Brennan Scarlett. I don't know what the heck he is, where he's from. Maybe Duke Ejiofor, their 6th-round pick in 2018, steps up, because I kind of liked him coming out of Wake Forest. But other than that, they have decent linebackers. Whitney Merciless is getting older. Zach Cunningham is decent. But on the back end, they kind of had a problem at corner, and Bill O'Brien decided to fix their cornerback problem with Garyon Conley from Oakland and Vernon Hargraves from Tampa Bay, 2 of the most underperforming high draft picks at corner in recent memory. So this defense is going to be doo-doo on the back end.
Oh, and speaking of J.J. Watt, who is crucial to this defense, yet he always gets hurt.
Always.
They play 3 playoff teams in their first 4 games, so they'll probably lose those 3 out of 4, and then J.J. Watt will get hurt at some point there in the early part of the season, and then they'll go the rest of the year. So
our new host, Thomas Zinner, is probably listening to that right there, and he's just wanting to strangle all of us. Zinner is a big Texans fan, big J.J. Watt guy, and he's probably not going to like us hating on him too bad, but
it's the truth.
Go ahead.
What if Bill Bryan is big braining us, playing 3D chess, and he's tanking for Trevor?
What? What?
I don't know. I don't think he's smart enough to think that far ahead, but what if he is? What if he's playing the fool?
And what? Trade Deshaun Watson and get a first for him?
Shoot, he'd probably trade him for a fifth, easy.
So let me ask you this. With all the questionable moves that he's made and just how underperforming the team has been these past couple of years, is he on the hot seat this year?
Should be.
He should be, but I don't know if he is because there's no GM. He's basically acting as the all-powerful leader of the Texans. It'd be hard to ship him out.
God, that's so wild.
Yeah, how long
Holy
was
cow.
Jason Garrett on the hot seat before he left?
Too damn long.
The other team in Texas. So
Too damn long. All right, so let's move on to another moving on to the next
Fantasy.
Yeah, that's right. All right, so Jake, obviously there's a big shining star here if you're a fantasy guy, but what are some other fantasy options besides Deshaun Watson?
I would say avoid every single one of them. You have David Johnson, who, like he said, he's on basically training wheels at this point. He's not very good. He's got back problems. He's getting older. I don't see him returning much more value than like a flex guy. If you had him as like your RB2, I'd feel really disgusting. You better have banging wide receivers, tight ends, and a great quarterback to overcome that. Like you said, Deshaun Watson, he's probably going to be a top 6 quarterback no matter who his receivers are because he runs the ball. It's the Konami code, up, down, left, right, A, B, all that jargon. The running quarterbacks, man, they are a cheat code, and I think he'll perform really well again this year. Other than that, I mean, Brandon Cooks, if he can stay healthy for an entire year, probably gets 100 targets and might be useful, but Brandon Cooks can't stay healthy. He might be one head hit away from leaving the league. That's how unhealthy he is. Will Fuller has hamstring problems for days. It's tough. It's tough in Houston.
how many people are going to draft Michael Thomas, the safety from Houston, thinking it's the wide receiver from New Orleans? Like you just type in Michael and there's a Michael Thomas pops up and it's the wrong one and you draft in the first round. Like, oh, that'd suck so bad. I bet there are people that do that this year.
You got to think Austin Morris in our league is going to do that.
There's this one guy, I can't remember where I saw it online or what year it was, but it was one of the Chiefs running backs that got hurt right up at the end of training camp. It was probably when Spencer Ware got hurt and Kareem Hunt was assumed to be like a 2nd or 3rd round pick. And I saw the picture floating online. Some dude took a different K Hunt in like the 2nd round. He was like some cornerback.
Oh, my gosh. The poor soul.
It's the easiest way to ruin a draft right there.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Or taking Andrew Luck last year.
Ooh, big rip, Big Mo.
Big Mo.
Yeah, but nobody saw that coming though, so that's not really his fault.
It's true, but still,
That's crazy.
It's still a big rip.
It's crazy that we drafted that day at 12. We played
know.
handball, and by the time we got to BWW, we were ordering, and Andrew Luck retired.
I'm sorry, did you just call it BWW? Are you a
Whatever.
communist? It's B-dubs.
No, same thing.
It's B-dubs. Say it with me. B. Say it with me. B.
I'm using the long form.
No, don't.
The long form is Buffalo Wild Wings. You can either say Buffalo Wild Wings or B-dubs.
B-dubs.
How about mid form? Is that good?
No.
No.
God, Jake.
I'll be better next time. Sorry,
Are you
guys.
telling people to sit Amari Cooper and doing that garbage? Come on now.
That'd be like saying your name is Jaco. Like nobody.
Jake B.
Jacob B. Instead of John B, it's Jake B. Speaking of, y'all watch Outer Banks?
Nope.
No.
Jesus. Uncultured swines. All right, let's move in.